Bob Casey used his day off from Washington to come to Lackawanna County in hopes of explaining the local consequences of the sequester cuts.
Newswatch 16's Stacey Lang was at the Senator's news conference this afternoon, and she joined us live in Scranton with the details. Stacey.
Good evening, John and Julie. We're here at Scranton Police Headquarters, just one place pointed out by Senator Casey that could be hit hard by the federal spending cuts now known as the sequester. So today, we talked to the police chief and business people here in Scranton to see how the sequester cuts could affect them. Scranton Police Chief Carl Graziano has been watching the national news just as many of us have, trying to make sense of the so-called sequester. But the federal spending cuts could have real effects for him and his officers. Graziano says the department stands to lose federal grant money that helps pay for officer overtime. But he also believes there will be a trickle-down effect as federal law enforcement also faces cuts.
You could do more with less, and certainly that's my job to do that. But when you do that every year and you keep being asked to do more, and keep getting less, at some point you have to bottom out.
Chief Graziano's example is just one used by Senator Bob Casey at a news conference in Scranton.
And this is the way I look at it anyway, is not to point fingers, not to spend our time blaming, not to start analyzing why the votes yesterday didn't go well. That's over. What we have to do now is move forward.
Senator Casey wanted to draw attention to the effects of the $85 billion in federal cuts. Congress failed to reach an agreement this week and won't be back in session until Monday.
I think because we're in this, what I would call a new chapter now, that it's actually going into effect, it just, I think, increases the need for urgency.
President of the Greater Scranton Chamber of Commerce, Austin Burke, says he sees this sequester having potential long-term effects at places including Mount Pleasant Corporate Center in Scranton. The economic development Burke anticipated here could be squelched without federal funds.
They depend on the Small Business Administration guaranteed loans, and they're cutting $900 million out of that budget. So it is a difficult job right now. It's getting even more difficult with sequestration.